Hey guys, I'm Carolyn Williams, registered dietitian and culinary nutrition expert with Real Food, Real Life, and I've got a super simple dinner to share with you today. This is one of my favorite go-tos when I need an easy dinner, also a win that the kids will eat, and it's so beyond simple that I had to share it with you. What I'm gonna start with is a flank steak. This will be in the meat department. It will be labeled flank steak. You can usually get them from around a pound to around 2 pounds. Look for them on sale. They can be a little more expensive, but they're a really good cut and lean cut of beef to buy, and it will be worth it. They're usually about $7.99 to $9.99 per pound. Sometimes my grocery only has large ones, like 2 and a quarter pound. I just ask them to cut it down unless I want to freeze like half of it to use. So here's what we're gonna do. Okay, so I've got my flank steak. This is about 1.5 pounds. And the first thing I'm gonna do is score it. And all this means is go against the grain, diagonally against the grain. So if you can see really close, you see the grains of meat are going this way, okay? So all I'm going to do is go the opposite way. And I'm not going too deep. Just about 1/4 inch deep. But I'm going against, so you're almost making like crisscrosses with the lines in the meat. Okay, then you pick any kind of steak seasoning, kind of a peppery garlic one is what I usually like to use. This is one of my favorites. It's by Wild Tree. Kind of a mix of pepper and garlic and a few spices and a little bit of salt. Just kind of sprinkle it over there. And I'm gonna kind of rub it in. If I have time, I like to let it sit. The salt will tenderize the steak a little, but I will be honest, there are some nights where I don't have time to do that. So I'm just gonna kind of rub it in, and I'm gonna do the exact same thing with the other side. Okay, so you can let it sit for about 15 minutes to tenderize a little. If you don't have time, that's okay. Go ahead and have your oven preheated to broil. So once you get both sides done, then you're gonna put it on a broiler pan. Now, if you don't know what a broiler pan is, that's okay, because I've kind of got a makeshift one today. Y'all know I've been in the process of moving and I could not find my broiler pan, but basically, it's one of those pans where you have a bottom and then you have a top, and it's so that the steak will sit up above. You don't want the steak to sit in its own juices. So I'm making a makeshift one today with a cooling rack or a baking rack that I'm just putting on this bottom of a broiler pan since I can't find the real thing. Okay, now all I'm gonna do is pop it in the oven. I'm going to broil it. I know that sounds crazy to broil steak, but y'all, I swear, just go with it. It is fabulous. So I'm gonna broil it about 6 to 7 minutes on each side, depending on thickness. If it's a really thick one, and it's also depending on how you like your red meat cooked. So all we're gonna do is stick it in the oven. I am going to put it, my oven is preheated, the broiler is, and I'm just gonna stick it on the top rack. Okay, I'm pulling the steak out. It's broiled 6 minutes on each side. Gotta be a little careful since I'm using my makeshift broiler pan and baking rack. And now the key is just letting it sit. Just let it rest for about 10 or 15 minutes. Don't cut it, just let it sit. Okay, so I've let my steak stand for about 10 minutes. And really how long you cook it depends on how you like your steak. If you like it medium, medium well, medium rare. So I'm just gonna move it to a cutting board. Yes, I washed my cutting board since I used it last. And I'm just gonna cut it into thin strips. Okay, so I'm just gonna cut it in thin strips. If it's not cutting easy, let it sit for a few more minutes. Also, you'll see I kind of have two extremes. I have more medium well down here and I have more medium down here. And so to me, that's a good thing because everyone in my family likes their steak slightly different. So, but you're just gonna cut it in thin strips once it has sat. And it's almost like the top of the seasoning kind of caramelizes almost with some of the steak juices when you broil it. But it's really, really good. And so you could serve this with some roasted vegetables, with a bag salad, with some brown rice. You could put it over a salad. You could do all kinds of stuff with it. You've just got a good basic protein now to use. For more recipes or ideas, you can check out my blog, CarolynWilliamsRD.com. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Instagram and Facebook. Thanks for watching.